In Armenia, officials have announced the second increase in utility prices in the last year. The higher prices led to a protest by dozens of people in the capital, Yerevan. The demonstrators gathered near the state utility office, and some tried to block traffic on an adjoining street, and several were detained. In northern Iraq, the head of the Syriac Catholic Church, Patriarch Ignatius Joseph III Yonan, visited displaced Christians in the city of Dahuk. Some 10,000 Christians have fled the fighting in Iraq's Nineveh province, where an al-Qaeda splinter group has captured large areas. RFERL's Radio Free Iraq says Islamic militants have raised their black flags on the headquarters of Christian churches in the city of Mosul. In the Georgian capital, Tbilisi, small shop owners at the train station market urged city authorities to ban traders working nearby. The shop owners say they are being undercut by the unlicensed traders. The protesters said those traders sell things more cheaply because they do not pay market stand fees. In Serbia, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban arrived in Belgrade for a one-day official visit. Orban was met by Serbian Prime Minister Aleksandar Vučić. Orban later held talks with Serbian President Tomislav Nikolić and signed 3 cooperation agreements. In Afghanistan, a women's political group says the country is headed for a serious crisis if it fails to address its electoral problems. The Afghan Women's Political Partnership Committee said in Kabul that both presidential candidates, Abdullah Abdullah and Ashraf Ghani, should respect the vote of the people. The vote-counting process has been put in jeopardy and delayed due to accusations by Abdullah of corruption and ballot box stuffing. In Pakistan, fighting in the country's northwest has created a huge demand for humanitarian aid. The United Nations Office on Humanitarian Affairs announced that 3,670 metric tons of food are required to serve the daily needs of the internally displaced people, whose number now exceeds 500,000. The Pakistani government has promised to give the equivalent of $250 to each displaced family during Ramadan. Also in Pakistan, young men in and around Peshawar are keeping cool in the high temperatures by taking dips in the rivers and canals. The temperatures in the city have reached as high as 45 degrees Celsius. And that's the video roundup from Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty.